Oh, I'm gonna know gotta be running today. Out of all days. Come on in the building, hit that like button. Josh Avelli, peace and welcome. I told y'all we're gonna do a part 1, part 2. We're gonna do a part 1, part 2. I'll milk the shit out of this. I only did the first 20 minutes. It's a 2-hour video. What you think? I didn't go live yesterday because I'm sinking. I'm sinking. Look, you see me? I'm sinking. I didn't go live yesterday because I was supposed to get my hair done and I was detoxing it. But I'm getting my hair done today. So I'm doing my live now. Look, my hair's still wet. I still got a goddamn towel on the back of it so my shirt don't get wet. Shit's heavy than the motherfucker. It's shit like 5-10 pounds. Shit feel like 5-10 pounds. Like, you see my head like this? It's hard to hold my head up straight. This shit heavy. Come on in the building. Come on in the room. You did my doctor. Write out all my scriptures. Forever Sugar, peace and welcome. So we're going to give it a couple more minutes, let some more people get in the building, and we're going to get started. But how's y'all week going so far? I hope everybody's week is going well. Hope all your loved ones are blessed and highly favored. Hold on, let me close this door. Jesus did my knock. How long do you think it will last? I say first dialogue. Um, I don't think Sonetta's gonna go any further with him. The reaction that he got. Matter of fact, let me put the chat up so we can keep watching the chat too. The reaction he got. Look, I'm looking at it now. Our time gonna be. What subject in science explains spirit possession? Um, that's somebody because he said he always in science and blah 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 blah. Somebody asked him what subject in science explains spirit possession. Somebody said dude loves the beef. Somebody said this guy. He said we were the only organic people on the planet, and somebody was like, we're the only organic. I didn't know Sonetta had a link and let motherfuckers in the link. Man, I wish I would have saw that shit. I'd have jumped right up there like, Sal, why you letting this dude lie, man? If you gonna come up here and say you the number one attorney, show us a look, there it go. Spooky dookie. Hashtag spook. Let me put that in there too. Hashtag spooky dookie. That's his new name. Let me put that in there too. Hashtag spooky dookie. Put that in there too. Had to put that up in there. Hashtag spooky dookie. Ooh, wait, I forgot a T in my Cash App too. Bugging. Somebody would try to Cash App the wrong shit. All right. All right, give it another like 2-3 minutes and we're gonna get started. But I don't think this dialogue. I think Sonetta did the same thing. Carolina Kid, to answer your question, I think Sonetta did the same thing that he did with Nature Boy. I think it was like the same situation with Vlad TV and Hassan Campbell. He knew what he was doing. He was getting his revenge, but also he was killing two birds with one stone. Getting his revenge while taking the high road. By not being combative and questioning him and embarrassing him, Sonetta sat back and took the high road and let him embarrass himself. We let him in. Oops, somebody get in trouble. He let him embarrass himself. Sonetta took the high road and let the man embarrass himself. He didn't. Sonetta is. I heard React say it too. Like like me. I heard React say it when he did his. Like people like me and React, young Pharaoh is not going to let us do an interview because we're not going to allow him to lie. We like to get the truth, and we're not going to play the shenanigans. We don't give a fuck about the views. The point of it is to get the truth and get it out to the people. People like Sonetta and like regular interviewers, like the ones you see on TV and like that, they'll let a person sit there and lie and keep burying themselves and won't be combative or question any of their statements because they want the interviewer to keep talking. They want the interviewer to feel comfortable enough to keep talking and keep going and keep saying more and more crazy, outlandish, stupid stuff. So I understand Sonetta's strategy, but I believe he's killing two birds with one stone. But I also feel like Sonetta, if he did try to help him, this wasn't the game plan. And I think in the back of if he did try to help him in the back of his mind, he knew Pharaoh's ego wasn't going to allow him to not lie. You see what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if Sonetta did try to look out for him, I'm pretty sure Sonetta was like, "Yo, um, when you come back, you can't be on that, F black people, and you can't be on that crazy stuff that you be talking." You know, if you want to get the people back on your side, you just got to get straight back to the knowledge. None of all that other conspiracy stuff you talking. Just get straight back to the knowledge and blame everything on the white man. Say the white man shut you down. If Sinetta, I'm not saying that's what Sinetta said to him. I'm saying if Sinetta said anything to him, it would have been that to help him. And I think if he did say something to him in the back of his mind, he knew Pharaoh ego wasn't going to allow him to not make these claims. You gotta know. Even if Sinetta did warn him before he got on here, yo, don't come on here with that bullshit. He had to know that Pharaoh's ego wasn't going to allow that to happen. It seemed like that's where it was going in the beginning, and then he veered off. You can see Sinetta's face when he starts to veer off. I'm the one who found this, and I did that, and I'm the number one attorney. You can see when when he said, I'm the number one black attorney alive, Sinetta, like, his eyes widen, like, oh, shit. His eyes widen, like, oh, shit, I got him. But I think Sinetta is killing two birds with one stone, period. But we give it matter of fact, we can go ahead and get started. As promised. Sorry, y'all. I was ripping and running the last 2 days. You know, it's been really, 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 really hard trying to keep up with four kids and an infant, 5 kids, most of them toddlers, one of them an infant, 3 toddlers, 1 infant in a elementary school. It's been really hard. I'm not even gonna lie, these past couple days been really rough. We've been ripping and running. I've been forgetting to do so much shit. I would forget my nose if it wasn't on my face these last couple days. I know it's probably a whole lot of shit I forgot to do. I can't remember right now, but I know it's probably some shit I forgot to do. But I did remember to come back around and do a part 2 to this. I couldn't do it, so I broke down the first live and gave y'all a little something to hold y'all over. And I still got 2 more breakdowns from that live. So we gonna milk the shit out of this. It's gonna be Pharaoh month. All the Pharaoh content y'all want this month, y'all go get it. But realism 215, peace and welcome. His name is Gerald for now. He said that nigga named Gerald. But anyway, as promised, young Pharaoh has ran back to the H.O.K. You know, he was telling everybody he not going on no more black platforms, especially Sinetta's, all last year and the year before, some of this year. No, we in 2024. But all the last 2 years, he's been telling us he's not going on no more black platforms. He's not fucking with black people. And he's going with the Asians and the white folks. None of that panned out. So my prediction came true. He army crawled his ass back to the black community. Lula May, baby boy. He said, Pain, I can't feel my. He said, I said, Bubba, you can't feel them because they ain't there. And them little nubs was kicking around like this. Came army crawling back to Lula May, baby boy. Crawling back to the black community. But let's get into it. Let's finish listening to what he got to say. I know y'all like Remy. Shut up and get to the video.
21 to 26 characters. So, but we know it's at minimum 25,000 species of maybe in spiders alone. So we got over 15 to 20,000 species of spiders. Every single animal that's in that A to Z category, we should, if it's a damn ant, how many different species of ants are there? You know, so I said to say this. It's called cryptozoology, which is hidden zoology, and that is what it is. And when we come across something that is unknown to us, by definition, it is called an alien. But in reality,
you know what don't make sense about? Hold on, let me finish.
It could have been here for 5,000 years. We just now running into it. So I say that to say, the community did something to me originally that I would like for it to learn from its mistakes from.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go back a little bit. Because he said at the animals A to Z, you know, it may be an ant, but the ant may have different types of species. So how doesn't that not count? How does it count for animals and insects and everything else, every other living organism on the planet, but it doesn't count for us, meaning other races? That's just a different species of human, right? Kind of. That's just a different version, right? A different species, basically a different version, right? I ain't no fucking scientist, but I'm pretty sure that's like the same. So how does that not count for humans, but it counts for everything else? That's what I don't get with his theory. And then he said the black community did something to him that he wants the black community to learn from. The black community, I repeat, he said the black community did something to him that he wants the black community to learn from.
Wait a minute.
The black community did nothing but support you. And you know what's crazy? You don't even give credit to the people who are still supporting you. Still supporting you. Oh yeah. Honorable mention. Quad Brown. I seen you in my comments again. Now, this how many times have y'all heard that? Was this like the 5th video in a row where Quad Brown commented? Nigga, you keep saying you're not worried about me, but you're watching my videos. And then you said I'm begging my subscribers for donations. Begging my asking my subscribers to help with the stream. Oh, that's what the fuck I forgot. That's what the fuck I forgot. That shit's still sitting there though. I'll do it when I'm done. That's what the fuck I forgot. To turn the stream yard on. I was ripping and running and shit. That's what the fuck I forgot. But anyway, if I want to ask my subscribers to help with shit that has to do with YouTube, so fucking be it. This shit not free. I'm not, Your man was asking people to fund his life. He's actually living off of his subscribers. Two different things. You can't point the finger at me for asking my subscribers to help with shit that got to do with this channel. And you're God, basically. He's basically your God. Because you praise that nigga like he God. Is begging his subscribers to support him and while also living off of his subscribers. Just wanted to point that out.
But in reality, it could have been here for 5,000 years. We just now running into it. So I say that to say the community did something to me originally that I would like for it to learn from its mistakes from, and just at this point realize you cannot rule out what it is you are afraid to know or research. You can't just dismiss it as not as untruth. And if you are not into astrobiology, which is how biology is or how genetics is created in
So you're saying that the black community dismisses stuff as untrue, the stuff that you say. No, we're not dismissing stuff that's untrue. We're dismissing stuff that has no whoever just sent that donation saying fuck Quad Brown. You's a gangster for that. I'll fucks with you. Who sent that? You need a wrench. Who sent that? If you ain't got one already, you need a wrench. Who sent that? But just put a 1 in the chat if you the one who just sent that cash app saying fuck Quad Brown so I can give you a wrench. You need one. Damn, what the fuck was I just saying? You made me forget what I was saying. Let me go back a little bit. That shit threw me off.
as not as untrue. And
that's what he said. We're not dismissing stuff that's untrue. We're dismissing stuff that you can't prove. Outlandish shit that you're saying that makes no sense and you have no proof of. That's what we're dismissing. That's the only thing we're dismissing.
If you are not into astrobiology, which is how biology is or how genetics is created in outer space, then this is not something that would be privy to you. If you're not into genetics, this is not something that would be privy to you. So that is okay. But what I would like to see black
You see, this is the problem, my nigga. You're not into it just because you've read an article or saw a video doesn't mean that that's something you study or you're into. Have you been in a lab? Have you seen DNA under a telescope? Have you mixed chemicals? Have you looked through a microscope? Have you seen DNA through a microscope? Have you looked through the stars through a telescope? Have you done any of these things? No. There you go. Tripsies. Have you done any of these things? What's up, sis?
Listen, my
Where the
laptop
hell you been?
spontaneously came on last night.
You say what now?
My laptop spontaneously came on last night.
That's what's up. All right, look at God. Look at God.
Look at God.
Right. Oh, it was you, Carolina. Carolina kid sent me a cash app saying fuck Quad Brown because he commented in my last live saying I was begging the subscribers for just begging my subscribers for money. I'm like, if the subscribers want to help me with stuff that have to do with the channel, that's different. Your man's is living off his subscribers, like literally.
Yeah.
Sitting on their couches. What are you talking about? And then he keep talking about he ain't worried about me. He ain't worried about me. But it's like the 5th video straight. He is commented under. Nigga, you're worried about me. And you're commenting in specific spots. That means you watched the video up until that spot. But where the hell you been at?
You home? I'm just I ain't had nothing but my phone, man.
Oh yeah, true. Keo, peace and welcome. But yeah, so we just going. He ran back to Sinetta. So yo, somebody, you should have been here the other day. I needed you in the order panel because somebody commented in there when he was like, "I got 60 pounds of legal work." Somebody was like, "Yeah," and Polite got 90 books too. And somebody was like, "But Polite ain't lose his mind though." Oh, no, he said Setta, but the Polite part was hilarious. They are chewing.
I was driving the other night and I swore I saw Polite on a bicycle. Say that can't be that nigga. But dude looked exactly like Polite with a hat on. I was like, this nigga done ran away.
Black people do is take science more seriously, because the more serious you take, like my favorite subject has always been
J Bug, what's up?
So I've always been kind of nerdy, but I'm happy with that. But the point I'm trying to make is the more serious the community takes science, the more serious or the faster we will understand that we are not the only species on this planet. And
who said black people don't take, the best, some of the best, the best scientists in the fucking world right now is black. What are you talking about?
You know that boy full of shit.
You never heard of Neil deGrasse Tyson? What are you talking about? Chem, the root word comes from chemet in chemistry. We invented the shit. What are you talking about? We just don't believe in your science. he's conflating the two. Like he's actual science and theory science, basically. Made up shit that he comes up with on the fly. Just because we don't believe what you're saying doesn't make necessarily mean that the black community. It seems like he does that when the black community and Golden Booty and Camille both described this. They said he always thinks he's right, and if you don't agree with him, he makes you think you're stupid for either knowing he's wrong or not agreeing with him. And that's what he does when the black community doesn't agree with something or don't believe something he says. The black community, y'all ain't hip to this, or y'all don't like science, and you don't, nigga, I've never seen you with a microscope, chemical valve, nothing. You showed us a screenshot of some fucking vases, glass vases that you were going to order for a lab and never did, my nigga.
Hey, J-Bug. Sonetta look swole in the face.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, definitely do. I think he knew what he was doing too. I think he was killing two birds with one stone. I think he took the high road while embarrassing him. It was like what Vlad did with Hassan. I'm gonna
Same
bring you
thing
on here.
Sonetta did with Nature Boy.
That's what
Let
I
him
said
come
too.
out
He knew what he was
like
doing.
that damn Coming to America shit. That nigga ain't nothing but an Asian.
He knew when he brought that nigga on there, it's gonna be some shit.
J Boogie, you ain't never lied. I'll be right back.
How many views this John got? It's at 13K.
And not only are we not the only species, the faster we will realize, and I'm getting ready to get into this in a minute, I'm gonna pause here. We are the only organic species on the planet. So this is why I stress.
Okay, yeah, we went over this part. He said we are the only organic species. That's impossible because organic, the definition of organic is anything that derives from matter. That's what it was. That's what it was, wasn't it? Hold on. What's the definition of organic? No, even better. What's the definition of an organic species? Anything related to or derived from living organisms. We are not the only species. Right, J Book. We are not the only organic species on this planet, my nigga. I think he meant something else and he doesn't understand. He's confusing the two. I think he wanted to say we're the only, like, organic meaning natural. You know what I mean? Like how there's processed foods and then there's natural foods. I think he mean it in that way, but he doesn't understand or he didn't understand the definition of an organic species. But I think he means like food, like organic, and then you got processed. So he's trying to say we're organic and everybody else is processed. I think that's what he's trying to say. Tripsy's always trying to tell me don't try to make sense of the senseless, but I think that's what he meant. I hope that's what he meant, but either way, it doesn't make sense. What'd you say?
In this particular instance, I'm gonna go with the other one. He dropped out in middle school.
I knew that was coming. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Plants, animals. What are you talking about, bro?
Esotericism as importantly as well, because this is why in certain religious texts it says God created us as equal or one, because that's not true. And this is why the evolution theory was created, because it's meant to blind you from the fact that we are the only species on the planet that organically formed with all organic life. Every other species on the planet is a hybrid species that was either genetically engineered or seeded here by some form of extraterrestrial. And I'm gonna end this here.
What does it? That makes no sense. You said everybody is a hybrid. A hybrid comes from or a living being in organic matter. Yeah, no, that's not yours. You got to put another pull up on too, my man. You can't come out here with your wang hanging out. But
Yo, I remember that time DJ walked outside, butt bunky naked, and propped.
You did that. The DJ did that too.
But wait, and propped up on the side of the car like he was damn. What's the name? In a slit smart liquor commercial.
Yeah, put the diaper on, buddy, and then you gotta go put some pants on. But being a let's just start with the hybrid part. That even if they were hybrid, that would make them organic too, because they come from a living species. It says of, relating to, or derived from living organisms. So if they come from us, that means they're derived from a living organism. Wouldn't that be the case? Wouldn't they be organic too? And even if your theory about aliens coming down and tampering with them, and they still come from a living organism.
Yeah, Billy D. Williams, Carolina kid.
That still comes from, yeah, what he's saying makes absolutely no sense, no matter how you slice it.
Even the word Yakub, right?
Anybody can sound smart to a dummy.
And I know the Nuwapians going, like I said, I know y'all gonna watch this and y'all gonna have something to say. And no disrespect, if I gotta chop Lil York up again, I will. With that being said, Yakub is not a big head scientist. Yakub is a Hebrew word which simply means supplanter.
He trying to bait the Nuwapians out. He trying anything to get some damn attention. That boy struggling. Not struggling, but struggling.
Struggling with an SK. But bro. I felt like he was trying to bait Settian, the Nuwapians. He tried to bait a lot of people in on this.
He's trying to bait anybody he can get to talk to him, because the boy is struggling. It's a 5th grade man. The Carolina kid, 5th graders looking at this motherfucker like, this nigga dumb.
Yo, you see what I see?
What?
Hold on.
Hey, Ty. Right. Life been so lifing.
Hold up. Now I want y'all to take a mental note of Pharaoh's face right now.
Jay Boogie.
Take a mental note. Everybody put a 1 in the chat. Ty, what's up? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all got a mental note of Pharaoh's face right now.
Like Rat Boy.
No, put a 1 in the chat. Well, I'll show you. You got this one good. Put a 1 in the chat if you got a mental note of young Pharaoh's face right now. The face he's making right now on the screen. Give it a sec. This shit gonna be hilarious, sis. Watch me. The first thing that popped up to mind. This lady sound like, oh my god. Then don't come here.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Y'all the same old trolls, and y'all been saying the same shit for years.
But anyway,
take y'all so somewhere. Find
y'all got your mental note. Tell me that's not what he looked like right now. Tell me that's not what he looked like. I'm making waffles. Come on, neckiness. Go back in there. You got diaper or two. I'm making waffles. That's what that nigga look like. He look like he from far, far away. All right. Buddy, you got to put some pants on and some clothes. You can't come out here with
and
your
so
with
it
your wang
is
out.
A Masonic form of text. Just like in Freemasonry, they have a lodge called the Lodge of the Patmos. I'm very well versed in Freemasonry. And they say people was genetically engineered on the island of Patmos. All that is a metaphorical story saying that there was a race of people that were genetically engineered and hybridized on the planet. And so
and let's get this straight, my man. So what you gonna try to say that what are you gonna say next? Because this seems like that's what this story he's gonna run with. If he does, he's gonna say Billy Carson took that from him. What you gonna claim Billy took your information, even though Billy been doing this for 20-some years? That what you gonna go with next? Because this is Billy Carson 101. Isn't this Billy Carson 101? Hidden forbidden knowledge 101?
Seeing it supernatural.
The Anunnaki came down and genetically modified us. Isn't that what Billy Carson teaches? He's been teaching for the last 10, 20 years.
After that, realize these things, the faster we can actually have true knowledge itself and come back to our.
Somebody, Ebony Knowledge said, what plants and animals aren't organic? Crying emoji, laughing emoji. A wheel within a wheel. Blood in, blood out. Somebody said, source up. Some tell Unc that Darwin is
that's
down.
another phrase. Source up or shut up.
Family, that don't apply to reality. What happened back? No. Lord, LOL. Peace, Si. Some yo. I
Hold
don't
on,
think Si
slow down.
gonna get that contract he's seeking for. What'd you say?
You read it. You just read it.
Oh, the contract part.
Yeah.
But I was ready to ask you that too when I got done reading. What contract you think thinking about the contract between them two, or
You're trying to be facetious, man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
And go ahead.
Powerful, brother. All right. We hear in ancient science sacred texts about the Anunnaki,
Yes, sir.
the Nephilims, and all of the netters and gods. Are the Anunnaki and gods, the Kemetic gods, as well as the gods of the Bible, real?
Yes.
Break
And
that down.
yes, okay. So you use the word Nephilim, right?
Oh,
Nephilim, the giants, the sons of Seth.
Yep. See, it's supernatural.
You have to realize is that the Bible is a Freemasonic book used for people to covertly communicate with each other about ancient stories. Now, whether these stories were true or not, that's debatable. And
I don't understand why people do that with the Freemason. You say you teach Egyptology, but then be like, oh, the Freemasons and Freemason. Did you know that whole system came from Egyptology? You know that, right?
Because he's sitting up there listening to the Illuminati channel.
Yeah, that's what I don't get though. Like one nigga's on one hand, he'll brag and hold Egypt up, and then be like, oh, it's a Masonic this and Masonic, and then talk about masonry and that type of stuff as it bad, like it didn't come from the thing that he claims he teaches.
Yo, bro, say it with me. He dropped out in middle school.
That's the thing.
Stay where I'm at right now. Let me give you an example. The Nephilim, right? Seth in the Bible is actually Seth, which is the Egyptian deity that some of us may know as Set. Jermungerdor, right, is one of the children of Seth. But Seth,
what's Set though, nigga? That's how you know that you didn't go deep into the Egyptology or none of that, because you will realize that there were two sets. What set are you talking about, bro? The good one or the bad one?
In Norse or Nordic mythology translates into Loki. Yes, I'm talking about Loki that be with Thor and Odin and all of them. So I said to say this. Jermungerdor, the giant water snake, the giant divine serpent who watches the planet. Okay. It's considered a Nephilim. How many Nephilims were there? They say it was 33. We coming back to the 33 vertebrae, the chakras, etc. Kundalini energy.
When did they ever say there were 33 giants? They said the whole world was filled with giants. I'm pretty sure the world hold more than 33 giants. And number two, come on, bro. Now you in the 33 chakra system and all that other shit, bro. Come on, man. This ain't GG33. Stop. Come on, bro. You stealing people rhetoric. You ain't never talk about the 33rd. The only 33rd we ever heard come out your mouth was them aligning your 33rd vertebrae. You don't know nothing about 33. And GG33 proved that you know nothing about 33. Now you're trying to regurgitate his shit?
The spine. And so I said to say this. Some of these entities were metaphorical, but yes, some of these entities actually existed. They're still our giants right now. I actually was about to do a lecture on giants before I got hit. That's why I was like, damn, the government. That's why I was like, whoop.
Now, this is a lie right here. Remember, he came up with 3 different lectures he was about to do when he was going to get hit. One was the spiritual spider. One was spirit science, and now it was giants. Which one were you going to do before you allegedly drugged yourself? Well, not allegedly, before you drugged yourself. Which one were you about to do, my nigga? Because it can't be all three. 1 minute you be like, I was ready to do the spiritual. I had this joint called the spiritual spider web that I had lined up. And then they drugged me. And then the next minute I had something called spirit science I was going to do before they drugged me. And now you're saying you were going to do something on giants before they drugged you. Which one is it, nigga?
But long story short, there are actually giants still here today. There's a giant in Afghanistan. I can't remember his name. It has red hair. It killed like 8 Marines. They had to
Now,
kill
when you say giants, define.
Where? When?
Wait. He mixing up 2 different stories.
Yeah, I was ready to type that in.
The giants in the tunnels over there in the Middle East, and then the red-haired giants that they found in the Grand Canyon.
Oh,
because they just resurfaced that article a couple of days ago.
So he's blending in 2 different stories.
Look, old Native.
Somebody said prove it.
Old Native American mythology speaks of red-haired giants, and then they supposedly got that damn tunnel in the Smithsonian. The Smithsonian got that tunnel in the side of the Grand Canyon where they got the warehouse and shit. But
said the Nephilim was at the Miami Mall.
They doing their tourist thing.
Manzit, MS3, peace and welcome. Lubans, peace and welcome.
Dysnomia.
Luggle?
Lubans?
No,
yeah.
Peace and welcome, however you pronounce that. And Dysnomia, what's up?
Not for me.
Okay, yes, sir. Giants meaning abnormally high in height, weight, and value according to the average human, which should be Shaq to Yao Ming size, 6 foot to 7 foot.
Oh God, come on, that's not a giant. That's just a tall person. A giant is 8 to 9 feet, like the dude, the tallest dude that ever lived. You ever see the big white dude with the cane? He was 8 foot something. That's a giant. That video that you saw, that big, you ever see that Asian video where the army's walking down there and they got this big 15-foot motherfucker walking down there in a diaper? He looked like the bull from Hey You Guys. He was just walking down there with it's a black and white video. That's a giant. Shaq? Yeah, no, Yao Ming is a fucking giant. 7'7" to 7'5". That's no, because fucking the bull that played in the movie My Giant. He used to play for the Bullets. Big Russian dude. I think he was Russian, German or Russian. He was 7'7". His number was 77 too. That's just tall people. Giants are 8 feet and up.
Them tall people like that, that's a genetic abnormality.
That's what I'm saying. Them people don't even live that. I can't even say the other bull is a giant because he ain't live. Giants actually, their body structure are meant to be that way. So they don't die. They can walk right. You don't hear about none of the giants back in the Nephilim having deficiencies, walking with a cane, got a peg leg, dying at the age of fucking 19.
Right, they was running around wrecking shit. The redhead giants in the Grand Canyon was supposed to be cannibals, running around popping everybody on the head, eating bitch.
I don't think too many giants would have been eating people, running around chasing them on canes. Get back here!
And they was supposed to be swift and vicious. So
it's Chuck.
It's
Chuck. Is that Chuck? Birth these idiots and is this guy?
Yeah, you know what that is, Chuck. Hey, Chuck.
What's up, Chuck?
The Sumerian.
I didn't even know Chuck knew my channel.
Yeah.
He heard Nuwapian up in there. Wait a minute. What he say about the new watch?
Chuck, I ain't forgot about you. My computer died and my laptop just came back on last night. I'm gonna hit you up because I've been suffering.
Chuck heard new wops and if I gotta say something to the new wopians, Chuck.
Oh, he ain't gonna let that slide.
He came right out the woodworks. What did he say about the new wopians? Chuck on it.
Say giant, we talking about anybody that's 8 to 9 feet in acceleration to their height.
How?
Shaq and Yao Ming is not 8 to 9 feet. You just
hold on, wait. You mean 8 to 9 feet in acceleration of their own height? That don't even make no.
Yeah, I agree. What the fuck is it? Now that I think about it, I was too focused on him saying like Shaq and Yao Ming, and then turn around and say 8 to 9 feet. Neither one of those those men are 8 to 9 feet.
That whole sentence don't make no damn sense.
You should have heard what he said. He said about the fighter. He said, I won't say I beat the dude. I won't say I beat Godfrey. But if I take the lie detector test, I bet you it won't say I lost. What?
I bet you it won't say you won either.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said it's gonna say you won because you really believe that shit.
If you want to go with semantics.
Right.
There are actually giants still here today. There's a giant in Afghanistan. I can't
remember. Sanetta is looking hair. It killed like decidedly else.
Now, when you say giants, define that for me.
Okay, yes, sir. Giants
take your ass back to the doctor's brain.
Abnormally high in height, weight, and value according to the average human, which should be Shaq to Yao Ming size, 6 foot to 7 foot. So when I say giant, we talking about anybody that's 8 to 9 feet in acceleration.
See, he just said somebody that's taller than the average person. I think that's what he said. Hold on, let me make sure I got that right.
Giants, define that for me.
Okay, yes, sir. Giants meaning abnormally high in height, weight, and value according to the average human, which should be Shaq to Yao Ming size.
That's what he said. Giants who are bigger than the normal weight and size than the average human, which should be Shaq to Yao Ming size, and then turned around. It was like 6, 7 feet, and then turned around and said 8, 9 feet accelerated growth or some shit like that. Listen,
6 foot to 7 foot. So when I say giant, we talking about anybody that's 8 to 9 feet in acceleration to their height.
What the hell are you talking about, bro? None of that made any type of sense,
bruh. Say it with me.
He dropped out
in middle
school.
Now, yes, there are giants right now in the caves in Afghanistan. Now, the military ain't gonna probably want to tell you that, but I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that for sure.
Oh yeah, he also said he can get, if you got a sergeant, if you're in the military and you got a sergeant that's getting on your nerves, call him because he can get him fired.
Well, you don't get fired in the military; you get court-martialed and shit.
Exactly.
What the issue is, before I get back into breaking down the biblical understandings, the issue is us not having a scientific understanding of something that is of our origin, but in a huger form. For example, a goldfish probably looks at a whale like a giant, but they still share the ocean. So humans, we've been
goldfish are freshwater creatures.
Yeah, but that's still a terrible analogy. It doesn't matter if they share the same fucking water, even though they don't,
because goldfish are freshwater creatures.
Exactly. A whale is a giant to a human being,
and it's a saltwater creature.
Yeah. Even, but let's say that they did.
Let's die.
A human would be a giant to a goldfish, and a whale is a giant to a human.
But so wait,
what he just said made no sense.
The whole analogy was fucked up from the beginning because those two don't even share the same kind of water.
I'm just breaking down everything that was fucked up about it.
But see, you can't break down idiots because if you fight with stupid people, they don't, from a distance, you can't tell which one does.
Right.
Been cut off from our understanding. So I have to say this: a humanoid is any entity with 2 legs and 2 arms. That's a humanoid. So then out of humanoids, we have to now figure out who's an organic humanoid and who's a hybridized humanoid. And then even in between those, we got to figure out, are you Mean-Sinetter size or are you a damn giant? And
This
so
motherfucker been watching Ancient Aliens.
all of these things are real and are true. And they've been here for at minimum 4,000 years. Because I know that in a
he been watching Gaia. He got a Gaia script. He been watching Gaia. This is Gaia 101.
Why I think the Caucasian been here for 6,000 years, and I would like to once again correct they ass, because you know they always wrong. The Caucasian has only been here for 4,000 years. That's
actually the date that we go off of is their date. Did you know that? Not you, sis. I'm pretty sure you knew. But the 2,000 year mark, that's their date. That's when they started counting. That's the date that's when they started counting. If we go off of our date, we don't even know. But so that made no sense. So if we're going off their date and we're in 2024, you're about 2024 years old. You're about 2024 years off there, buddy. But who knows when they got here? Like who gives a fuck? Like we know we were the first people here. That's all that matters. Who gives a fuck about when they got here? We know we were first. That's all that matters. We proved it. We knew that we were first, and we proved our point. That should be it. You're taking it to an extent to where it's like, bruh, why does that even matter to us? I mean, it should, in a kind of, when we encounter them, when we should have a date for that, but nobody really knows. And one more thing.
Excuse me,
Mr. Marshall. Can you prove that scientifically? We already know the answer, but I'm asking that question because I'm pretty sure you watched this video. You're going to watch this video. Can you prove that scientifically in any way?
The right number. And I said to say this: these entities, somebody said pseudo. I believe they have been in covert.
Hold on, somebody said the aliens told them.
That was that good.
Somebody asked, Mr. Metro asks, how does he know? Lust Gaming responded and said the aliens told him.
That was that good.
For the goat pseudo.
Conversation and communication with they ass, and that is why they hide them from us. For military advantage. We know for a fact, like I said, I've said this for years, we know for a fact that the government has done deals with let's say beings that are not of our species, whether it be giants or whatever, to sacrifice the human population in exchange for technology in order to have advantages in war. So yeah, this is true. So
everything that you saying right now is white folk research. Like that you took from white folks. White folks came out with this shit. White folks the one who's saying the government working with, the aliens in order for technology, the exchange for technology and all that. That's Ancient Aliens 101.
I just want to say for these folk that come in swinging for Pharaoh ass, man, you just making yourself look dumb as fuck, because this dude is special. His mama told him so.
The government. That was the government that abducted his ass. Those supreme beings don't need to abduct nobody. He said they spoke telepathically, so why?
Yo, Chuck, that came from William Cooper's book, Behold the Pale Horse. You right.
Right. And it was on the Unleashed Alien Files and shit. That's like the first 3 episodes.
Came from
I know because I watch it fall asleep. I like the voice. 1973.
Look, that shit put me to sleep. A lot of that
watch that shit. And I'm not on camera right now, buddy. I'll call you when we will get on camera. But yeah, that shit put me to sleep. That's like the first 2-3 episodes. Like them explaining the government joining up with the aliens and making a deal, letting them abduct people, and
These motherfuckers can't even
ancient
successfully
technology.
steal shit over here. You think they got aliens working with them?
Exactly. I don't know, man. You just had a banana.
I just want to say this to y'all. You know what it is people lack
Too many bananas is bad for
people
you.
lack,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not all of our fault. Like I said, the school, if y'all remember, I'm the one that did the research on Jeffrey Epstein. Like I said, I'm gonna go get my duffel bag in a minute. The school system
Lord.
is actually the books in the school systems are actually owned by Robert Maxwell and Israel.
Hold on.
So
he done put all his PowerPoints in from Kinko's and all his
no, but you know what? You know what?
He's in a duffel bag.
React debunked that the other night. Apparently, the majority of those PowerPoints came from other people. He stole from other like screenshot.
Verified it. He
stole from other people.
All that shit.
No, yeah, the articles, but they saying like the PowerPoint itself, like the whole thing. We knew that we already proved and suspected that they were that he was just clipping articles other that people wrote and putting them on his PowerPoint and making it seem like he wrote it. But it's also said that he ripped the whole entire PowerPoints. Like they said it was people in the comments saying, yo, he screenshotted my PowerPoint and he stole this information from me. There was a lot of people complaining.
Hey, it's possible.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's not like they're going to tell us, no disrespect to the Caucasian, the white man. His ass ain't learning his damn history. So we ain't learning ours. And so it's not really, people's fault for the most part, but it becomes our fault when we're not open to extra forms of information. And coming back to the Bible, yes. From my research,
insane in the brain,
Satan,
bruh.
Right? Because
now the New Wapians taught that, bruh. Insane in the brain. Wow, they are going at him crazy.
In the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
I never got him up though, so the chat can pick at him.
Loco. Somebody said no. Sonetta said earlier to be respectful, because he ain't nothing to play with.
That's a cover.
Yeah. I was going to say that probably was a cover. Make him think that he was on his side.
Extra forms of information. And coming back to the Bible,
motion pictures.
From my research, I understand Satan, right? Because we're talking about entities in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I understand Satan and Lucifer to be two different beings because they're mentioned in two different ways. And Lucifer is always mentioned as an angel because Lucifer is a frequency that you can channel. But Satan is always mentioned not just as a carnal bestial being, but as a dragon. And I believe Satan to be not just a reptoid being, which when you study Freemasonry, the head of the Illuminati is the Pindar. Pindar means the dragon. We know the Pope and Jesus Christ both throws this up. This is called the temporal power or apostolic.
There you go again. Listing but this is what he does. He lists a bunch of definitions back to back to sound smart. And then when you really think about it, he's not saying shit. He's not saying nothing. The Pendot means dragon, and dragon means this and big. What? How did we get here?
But as a dragon. And I believe Satan to be not just a reptoid being, which when you study Freemasonry, the head of the Illuminati is the Pindar. Pindar means the dragon. We know the Pope and Jesus Christ both throws this up. This is called the temporal power or apostolic succession. This means, this is like pledging loyalty to a reptoid being. But also, I have come to understand Satan to be Dracula. And so when we look at...
You know what? I'm done. Yeah.
He sounded okay for a second there. I was going to skip right past it. Okay, he threw something out there that made a little bit of sense, but Lucifer, Satan, what's the other name? He got like 7 different names. Like they're all different.
Dracula.
But to say that Satan is Dracula,
Dracula.
Now, if he would have said Judas, I'm like, yeah, he watching too many movies. There was a theory about Judas being Dracula, and they made it a movie, but that sounds more fucking believable than
That wasn't a theory. That was a storyline, man.
it was. It was a theory,
It
and
was a
somebody
fictional
wrote a book in
depiction.
the story, about it.
Fiction or non-fiction, bro? I believe that was
It was
fiction.
both. It was, well, you know what I mean. A theory is still nonfiction because it's not
But
proven.
see, when people put theories out with no hope of
That's
them
what
being
people need to
true, it's a
understand too.
storyline.
That's what people need to understand too. If it's a theory, that means it's still not proven. When people, hear the word theory, because it sounds all scientific-y, they believe that it's actual fact. But
Oh yeah, speaking of Rashad Jamal, has anybody heard anything else about that missing woman?
I don't even pay attention to that. All right.
Yo, you need to. A lady and her son her toddler went missing, and they say she linked in with Rashad Jamal people some kind of way. Good morning, Redemption, Mr.
Mr.
Switchy.
Switchy.
Human sacrifice and things like that, and things that go on in the Ukraine or Romania or Transylvania. I don't think people really realize, even if you go watch Hotel Transylvania, that is in the Ukraine. Dracula is in the Ukraine. So
a Hotel Transylvania
like
is
said,
a cartoon.
Wait, I thought Transylvania was
No, bro. He said Hotel Transylvania. That's the cartoon about the
I know.
girl. Her dad was the vampire. Yeah.
Adam Sandler. That shit is hilarious. All three of them. But what I'm saying is, he said Dracula is in Ukraine. Transylvania ain't in Ukraine, is it?
No.
So
it's all
the Romania
block.
Well, how did you
block? But it ain't. No.
How did you throw Dracula over from Romania to Ukraine?
Because he ain't smart.
And wouldn't that mean that does he not know that the story Dracula comes from the actual ruler Dracula, and he got his name Dracula from his father. His father went by Dracula, and when something happened and he went into exile or some shit like that, he changed his name to Dracula. It's based off a real person.
Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, Vlad the Impaler. Vlad the Impaler. It's based off a real person. So for you to say that I believe Satan is Dracula, there was a living, breathing person that this character was based off of.
Because he was sitting up there putting people fucking heads on pikes and draining people of blood. Hey, Jada.
There's a picture of him sitting there eating his dinner, chilling. Some say it's body parts, but I think it's just him eating his dinner.
Look, he did shit for shock value. This was back in the day.
Yeah.
He wanted to scare people off, so he put everybody's head on the pole.
Yeah, he literally went through the ass all the way through the mouth.
It was shock value.
Eating, and then people impaled all around him. It was based off a real person. So for him to say that I believe Dracula is Satan, who is based off of a myth.
I'm gonna go back to what I always say.
He dropped out
in middle school.
I think people really realize, even if you go watch Hotel Transylvania, that is in the Ukraine. Dracula is in the Ukraine. So
you just
like
had
I
a
said,
banana.
these people use these books to covertly
now let me stop you for a minute, because when you use these names and these terms like Dracula,
correct,
the people automatically go back to the movies,
right?
And stuff.
Denzel said Bigfoot, Dracula, alien spirits, and trigonometry at my school. Black people, we are doomed.
Transylvania used to be a part of the Ukraine.
Oh shit! It did.
Well, I think that land over there was like right by it or something. Or
yeah, I'm pretty sure they're close. Romania.
That's all part of the Western Bloc.
Yeah, that's what I'm pretty sure they're close by each other.
Yes, technically good. He did actually drop out in middle school. I'm sitting up here. Why is everybody debating over what a damn middle school dropout got to say? Because you dumb.
So define Dracula.
Dum.
That's why I told you to define giants. Now define Dracula for us so we can.
Young Pharaoh first,
See,
Billy Carson next. That's
Africa
Africa first.
is just feeding the fuckery.
That go Africa first. He put
Find Dracula for us.
surprise emojis, and then he put the dab emoji.
Understand what you're talking about.
Yes, sir. Dracula, aka Drake, because that is the Italian, aka Spanish name for Dracula, Drake.
Nigga, you need to stop watching Marvel movies. This is not Blade. That's what they called him in Blade. You don't remember Blade 3?
Yes.
That's what his name was, and that's a story. That's a storyline. That's a storyline. Ooh, my nigga.
So like if I was to actually run into Dracula, he probably would be like, "My name is Drake. It's not Dracula. Dracula is the Hollywood." Well, yeah, and like I said before, he probably try to.
Why did no? He wouldn't, because he got the name from his father. You jackass.
Say
What are
it
you
with me
talking
now.
about? He dropped out in middle school.
There you go.
Bite my damn head off. But long
All
story
right,
short,
got you.
yeah. But Drake,
Actually, he
okay,
impale you.
Drake,
You know what? I ain't debating with nobody, and I ain't trying to debunk nobody that couldn't pass the basic skills test. All right.
Right. And probably didn't even pass the PSSAs.
The owl.
Iowa test. You remember them jaws?
Yes. The owl test the basic skills. He ain't passed that motherfucker. Yeah, it's all a derivative of dragon. He just.
And like I said before, he probably trying to bite my damn head off. But long
All
story
right,
short,
got you.
Yeah, but Drake, okay, Drake, aka Dracula, would be defined as a carnivorous being. A carnivorous being, a being who does not have grinding teeth like us.
Right.
It has predator. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It has a predatory.
Wait. Drinking blood is carnivorous?
More like.
I thought it was eating meat, like the same, like human meat, like
no, that's cannibalistic.
Oh, okay. You're right. All right, you're right.
Cranial structure, and it lives off of the consumption of hemoglobin as well as adrenochrome in the blood upon consumption, and this is what keeps Dracula not just youthful but alive. And so this is once again why I'm talking about species, because if you ran into Dracula, he would have 2 arms and 2 legs, or it would have 2 arms.
Like the dude that robbed you.
Is a male duck.
Dracula, the dude, must have been the dude that robbed him for his chains. Listen to what he said.
And this is what keeps Dracula not just youthful but alive. And so this is once again why I'm talking about species, because if you ran into Dracula, he would have 2 arms and 2 legs.
Dracula, the dude that robbed him for his chain. So the dude that robbed him for his chain had 2 arms and 2 legs.
No, he had 4 arms and 2 legs.
Yeah, 4 arms and 2 legs. Yeah, he was able to hold an AK to his face, doink him with it, and take his chain off at the same time.
Didn't he take his shoes too?
That too, and skedaddle, and then turned around and still popping off in the car. Allegedly. What the fuck would he need to pop off in the car for? That's the part I ain't get. I got your shit already. I don't need nothing. I don't gotta say nothing else to you.
Right.
Or it would have 2 arms and 2 legs, and you probably would think it was a man at 3 a.m. until it grabbed your ass. And so
did he say it had 2 arms and 2 legs?
The CIA has an office in.
I think that's what he said.
Because the closest depiction that they could get to its real form was a fucking spider.
Right. And then the last in the new movie, it wasn't a spider.
We ain't finna do that today. I'm going by original canon.
I know. I'm just saying, was it? I'm thinking about the new movie. Was it though? I like the original better. That's my favorite, one of my all-time favorite.
I'm going by the book.
I
It
ain't never read
wasn't
the book.
even a
Yes.
human. It
You know, I ain't
wasn't.
never read that goddamn book.
Listen, it and the movies are based on the book.
Yeah, I
It
know.
was in no way, shape, form, or fashion human. He was a freaking alien that came down on a fucking asteroid, and
I
he
think you
could.
was talking about Dracula when you were talking about it, though.
He could be, but he said it.
Hold on, let's see.
If you ran into Dracula, he would have 2 arms and 2 legs, or it would have 2 arms and 2 legs, and you probably.
Yeah, he's saying, or
He
it.
just naming things off, but it wouldn't have had 2 arms and 2 legs unless it just manifested in front of you as something else.
Exactly. That isn't Dracula a shapeshifter? Isn't he known
Technically,
to shapeshift? He can turn into a bat. That's shapeshifting. And he can turn his form. I've seen, shit. I've seen a bunch of Dracula movies and heard a bunch of
Dracula
Dracula
can
stories
turn
where
into
he can,
basically whatever he
yeah,
wants to
he can
from a
shift into whatever he
certain
wants.
pantheon.
So what he's saying makes absolutely no sense.
Probably think it was a man at 3 in the morning until it grabbed your ass. And so I say to say this: the CIA has an office in Hollywood.
Somebody said Vlad the
The reason
Impaler in
Hollywood
the
is called
chat.
Hollywood, as I broke down years ago, Holly is illusion. You know, Holly comes from the Holly tree.
Doctor
And
Who
what they're
character?
doing is they're showing you things is illusion. You know, Holly comes from the Holly tree. And what they're doing is they're showing you things that are real. So
wait, what the fuck did the Holly tree got to do?
He mixing up different stories.
I know he said Hollywood is an illusion. You know, Holly comes from the Holly tree.
So now he getting into the Illuminati again.
I know, but like, what does the Holly tree got to do with illusions?
No. He's talking about wait. Because what he's doing is butchering somebody else's statement.
I know. I know. That's what I'm saying. He's fucking it up. But that's what I'm saying. What does the Holly tree got to do with anything? You just wanted to throw a definition out there to sound smart.
He's sliding right back into the Illuminati talk.
Mm-hmm. Quaz.
Man at 3 in the morning until it grab your ass. And so I say to say this: the CIA has an office in Hollywood, and the reason Hollywood is called Hollywood, as I broke down years ago, Holly is illusion. You know, Holly comes from the Holly tree. And what they're doing is they're showing you things that are real, so you could think it's fake. And then they telling you things that's fake is really real. And so here's an example I give up. I will never forget when I was in 3rd or 4th grade. I was in 4th grade. I had a white teacher named Miss Land, where I went to school 71. And I remember arguing in a class because somebody was trying to tell me the giant squid wasn't real. And I kept saying, well, why would people go out of their way for thousands of years to document some shit coming out of the ocean?
Hold on, in the 4th grade.
Sail over there. And then
oh man, I ain't even know.
You
I
had
didn't even know about no
philosophical
goddamn
discussions.
Yeah,
in
like
4th
come on,
grade.
bro.
Okay.
You arguing about the giant squid and why would people record it for thousands of years? Bro. You mean to tell me in 4th grade you was worrying about what the fuck was recorded 1,000 years ago? All you worrying about in 4th grade, maybe girlfriends, if you was fast like me. Recess and playing. That's all a kid is concerned about. Even smart, nerdy kids, like, come on, they still play. Like he thinking of the nerds that you see in the movies. Like you ever see a Marvel movie where the kid where the genius is just stands out from all the other kids. You know, he's always in the house inventing shit at 4th, 5th grade. He thinking he's trying to describe himself like that. That doesn't happen in real life. That's like a 1 in a million child.
He be watching them Disney Channel movies.
Yeah, you need to stop watching that shit.
I remember a couple years later on Discovery Channel, they came out and they said the giant squid is really real. But the point is, not you, but the government, you been knew it was real. You probably been letting people sail over there and just watching it eat, motherfucker. Ain't no telling what you been doing. But the point is, you been knew it was real. You just telling us it was real when it was too late. And before I get back on the Dracula, if you was paying attention, I don't know, but you could look it up. They say another squid just came up from a depth of the ocean that they ain't never been down, and they say that shit damn near bigger than go look at another.
They always knew it was there, but they could never find it.
Yeah, they wasn't gonna.
The
They
giant
can't say something
squids.
is a fact without having
look
a bone, a fossil, something.
How old is this? A day or two?
Yeah, 2 days.
Okay, everything he done mentioned so far has been in the news recently. They brought back up the giants in the Grand Canyon, and of course, when they bring those up, they gonna talk about when people was talking about these giants over there in the Middle East. The giant squid, they just spotted one loaded with eggs that they recorded. I saw that yesterday. All this stuff he's talking about has been trending topics for the last week or two.
Right. And he making it seem like he's been on it since he was in 4th grade. He said he talking about the Kraken. Yep. Look at my pillow.
I mean, just came up and they can't get close to it, but they can only zoom in. And like I said, now they about to, you know how they about to do. They about to, hopefully they don't capture the motherfuckers.
Because it's so big that it has.
Well, we should know. We should never be.
He is so dumb.
Be surprised.
And like I said, now they about to, you know how they about to do. They about to, hopefully they don't capture the motherfucker or something. But long story short, go ahead.
Well, we should know. We should never be surprised by seeing different animals or monsters of the sea. Right. There's so many of them that we have never even saw before, family. And I look at Animal Planet all the time.
Yeah.
And the stuff that I see, I'll be like, God damn, do our people notice this exists?
No.
You know? So
we know about a cup of water, about like the amount that we know about the ocean is like a cup of water. Like taking a cup of water, so go to the ocean and scoop a cup of water out of it. That's the amount we know. That's what we know about it.
So I'm not surprised.
Long story short.
I'm not surprised, brother.
That's right. That's right. Now take that and applicate that to.
Somebody said, April Lynn said, go and get your duffel. Go and get your duffel bag, boy.
Going into a cave.
Yeah.
And going into an environment where a creature has become able to live without light. So now we got to rely on vibration or echolocation or like a trapdoor spider. A trapdoor spider don't got to see you. It just got to feel you walking. It's going to pop out and grab you. So we have so many different, I use the word species to be nice. Yeah. We have so many different species. And what is dangerous is we do not know what is really out there because we only know what the government allows us to know.
Okay. And evolution. So, evolution.
Nope, not evolution.
No, I'm asking you. Oh. Do you believe in evolution?
No, there is no such thing as evolution. Evolution. No, the evolution theory was created to substantiate constitutional racism.
What?
Rodney, you haven't heard him prove a single thing that he been talking about. All he doing is spouting random shit out, and then you gonna say that we haven't disproven it. Man, go on somewhere.
Haven't heard anyone you disprove anything he has been saying. We've literally been disproving everything he's said.
That's why I say he need to go on somewhere.
We literally been disproving everything that he said. But he said evolution was invented for institutionalized racism. Huh? How would that?
Because they tried to say that the black man was a
he came from a monkey.
Yeah.
But didn't that backfire because they turned out to be the only one with Neanderthal?
Basically, yeah. But that's what they used.
Rodney, go home. Go home, Rodney.
They're saying the Victorian age. Go home, Rodney.
Go home, Rodney.
Charles Darwin is the cousin of Francis Galton, which a lot of people do not know. And the reason that is important is because when they wrote that 3/5 of the man bull crap into the Constitution in order to oppress black people, they use the evolution theory as a form of pseudoscience to support that.
Hold on, pause for a second, real. None of this shit that's coming out of young Pharaoh mouth can be proven. Hell, you can't even find anybody saying this shit that it ain't garbled like this. Man, you must have dropped out the year after YP because this is ridiculous.
Right. That's a great statement right there. Charles Darwin was born and lived in England. So how did this theory apply to the U.S. Constitution? That right there. Y'all are just questioning and interrupting and telling your perspectives. First of all, we have to stop the video every few seconds because copyrights. Okay. Second of all, how are we telling perspective? So isn't he giving his perspective? Doofus?
And I ain't fussing with nobody that can't figure out
one thing he said on here. He hasn't proven one thing that he said.
And the people that he getting it from never listed the source of info. They just talking out the verbal diarrhea, dude.
Can you give us one thing that we didn't prove that he said? Just one thing. Don't worry, I'll wait.
He don't understand. We'll be waiting forever, baby.
Black people's humanity was never discussing. The one thing cause was about electoral voting. Max, what's up? Young Google search. Yeah, he is. He's just not listing source of info. Can you tell us one thing that he said that we didn't prove wrong? That's not what I asked you.
Because
why are you over here trying to prove your Pharaoh right? I'm confused.
You sound just as crazy as he do.
Hey, this is why white people call us monkeys or refer to us as primates, when in reality, we are the only species of people on the planet that are non-conclusive of primitive DNA.
So you don't believe that we are primates?
No, we were never primates. If you remember, I don't know if you've seen that I did a lecture on the evolution theory where I had a skeleton in there that was way older than Lucy, because I know people love to go to refer to Lucy.
Right.
I have a entity in there that was found in Africa.
Oh, now he got ancient bones, y'all.
The body was already straight postured, and it was already a 100% formed humanoid, void of any primate DNA.
Oh my God!
Found in Africa.
Hold on. So you go.
Okay, let's Google this.
Hold on, Rodney.
Skeleton found in Africa
go to geography where we clearly said. I said it's all part of the European bloc.
Hold on, real quick. Skeleton found in Africa older than Lucy. Oh, it is. And he that is not a full humanoid. That motherfucker looks like a primate.
So you gonna come in on the semantics, Rodney? Because we ain't busted out world maps and saying, well, Transylvania is here and Hungary is here. Let's skip the fact that the boy full of shit.
Yeah, but he said
and
it was
let's go with geography. Stop.
He said that it was already standing upright, full-blown humanoid.
No, I was talking to Rodney.
That looks like that we evolved a little bit more. That looks like a gorilla skeleton. A monkey skeleton or something like that. I mean, it is standing up straight.
Okay, but I was accurate, and then you gonna say I'm inaccurate, and then say, okay, you did, but let's be accurate.
Don't even argue.
Trying to break down shit that don't want to break. Go somewhere.
Yeah, he's just trying to distract from the show. He want us to argue with him so we can stop focusing on what he's saying.
And all I got to say is you sitting up here swinging for a boy that dropped out in the middle school.
Right. And we can prove that.
So I say that to say the evolution theory is a theory that is created to falsely substantiate the origins of Caucasian people. Because if you remember when I did that debate with the Jewish entity, right? And this ain't no disrespect to Polite. He ain't shut his down. I shut mine down. So I debated that Jewish rabbi. He could not
Ain't that the
respond.
same Jewish
When I
rabbi that
asked
Polite
him
was
to-
supposed to debate?
Yeah, but I seen that the dude was doing fine. I didn't see any. I didn't see what he was talking about. He keeps saying the dude he shut the bull down and the dude
He one
couldn't
of those
respond. The
people.
dude didn't have any trouble with YP.
He one of
From what
those
I
folk
see.
that clearly lose and then be like, "Did you see that? I won. I
Yeah, you
won."
said you won the Jabari. You clearly lost that one. You said you beat your 3GG33. You clearly lost that one. So I watched that. You said you beat Polite. You didn't do it. YP brought his skeleton bones off of. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I be buying a whole bunch of shit off of that website. They got a whole bunch of shit on that.
Yeah, but he talking about he got the actual
bones.
It's like, man, don't you know they have to keep that stuff in hermetically sealed chambers and shit to keep it from disintegrating?
I think he meant like
climate control conditions and everything else.
I think he meant like I got the picture of it. I hope that's what he meant.
And then go pull a plastic skeleton out the closet. I'm telling you.
Changed your number again. Happy to see you.
Tell me his origins outside of biblical means. And the reason that they can't is because they use monotheism as well as the evolution theory as a form of genetic origin. But that is not true. It is falsified history. Now, once you throw that in the garbage, right? And you ask them, outside of you telling me that a monkey turned into a black man, and then the black man went into somewhere where it was cold at, and then he turned into a white man. Outside of that story, at least give me something else. They can never give it to you because they would have to tell you that they were genetically engineered for conquest. And that is
Mila, my bad. I ain't mean to do that. I was trying to give you a wrench and I timed you out by accident. So comment one more time so I can give you the wrench. Oh, you said you got your gym from there? Right.
Family, make sure your kids stay in school because this is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Is why they do what they do, because they were seated here to do that. And I bring that up here. I'm in here. The Bible. Egyptology is the falsified history of Egypt to substantiate the Bible. There is no such thing as Egyptology. All that shit is a lie. But there is a such thing as Kemetology.
Oh man, you almost scared me for a minute, brother.
Wouldn't that be the same thing? And it's not what the fuck is Kemetology? It's
some shit they made up.
What is Kemetology? You mean there's such thing as Kemetic? Ancient Kemetics? Ancient Kemet? The fuck is you?
I know. Don't worry. I ain't gonna.
I was like, what?
You don't need no pacemaker with me. But Egyptology is false history that never happened. Kemetology is the actual history of Egypt. And no disrespect.
What the hell is Kemetology?
Mondo got electrolytes, Jaded. Never forget.
Is there such thing as Kemetology?
Not that I know of.
A verbal commitment. What the fuck is you talking about, Google?
Yo,
somebody said, "Oh Lord,
this boy
is everywhere."
Smoke is starting to come up off my brain, trying to make this shit make sense, and it ain't.
No, it's not. It says so. Modern humans were always been here. Strongly doubt that. Wait a minute. So if the aliens came down and genetically did something to us, how was the modern human always here from the beginning? Oh, he said everybody else was tampered with. Black folks wasn't. But wouldn't they have to tamper with black folks to make those people?
You know,
none of that makes sense.
I think the folk that think the aliens came down and bioengineered everybody, I believe them before I believe this fool.
Yeah, but that's what he's saying. He's saying that they did, but they didn't do it to us.
Maximum.
He's saying everybody else was bioengineered, but that means they would have had to have tampered with us to bioengineer
People was sitting
those
up
other
here
people.
taking poop as a medical remedy back in the day, but they had enough
They
sense.
were giving babies heroin as aspirin.
They was sitting up here taking cocaine and everything else,
Coke?
laudanum and opium, but
Coke
they
used
could
to have actual
bioengineer
cocaine in it.
shit. They was sitting up here injecting colloidal silver in people to get rid of syphilis, but they could bioengineer.
He said all Frankie heard was Bible and Kemet and
You
jumped out his
already,
skin.
because he know they finna start arguing in the comments.
Uh-huh. That's all
I'm sorry, but he an idiot.
I shut down polite. And yeah.
When you shut down polite,
I need my trophy for that because I'm the only one that ever did it. But with that being said,
you never shut down polite. Y'all had to stop because y'all couldn't come to an agreement. You couldn't, like, whenever he proves something, whenever you're proven wrong, you can't accept it. So you had to stop. Y'all had to stop the debate because it kept going left. Because whenever he proves you wrong, you would never accept it. Just like in the last two debates we just saw you in. Whenever you got proven wrong, you couldn't accept it. You can't accept defeat.
this is where
I'm not a debater and I'm not one of those level. I guarantee you I'll smoke the shit out of YP. I'll smoke the hell out of him in the debate. And I wouldn't even come with nothing. I'll just break down all the shit that he lying about. It'd be so easy. You wouldn't even have to bring your own information. You would just wait for him to say something and then break down all his fucking lies.
This is where I shut the light down. But the point I'm trying to make is these stories were created on the Caucasian.
Somebody said, "Wow, we doing this again?" Side Jam Comedy 2 days in a row. I'm rocking with you.
Side of Freemasonry to substantiate their origins. They are not true at all. And even if they were true,
He said somebody said he sound like the Snapple Cat poppers in the 90s.
they are not true for Black people at all. We have nothing to do with the evolution of
Tell them about the squids on the moon.
It is called scientific racism underneath the guise of what you call natural selection. Because the reason that the evolution theory is racist is not only because it's used
he
to
ain't
support
blinking.
You said what?
He having a break, a mental break, because he ain't blinking. Look at
Yeah, you notice his eyes keep.
Yeah,
I definitely noticed he hasn't blinked one time.
Because the reason that the evolution theory is racist is not only because it's used to support
It is crooking him in that chat,
but it is used to support divine racism. Now, what is divine racism? Divine racism is the belief that God or the higher power chose a specific race of people over another race of people. Now, what do I?
Now you just making up words? Divine racism?
Making up phrases.
Yeah, phrases. Divine racism? Is this nigga drinking out of is this nigga drinking out of a glass chalice?
I'm done. I'm DONE done.
Oh God.
I mean by that, according to the evolution theory, a monkey turned into a Black person. And mind you, the woman was here first. So even when I broke the evolution theory down, I would still have to ask you, did the monkey?
I wonder where you got that from. That's been my thing from the very beginning. Your thing was the Black woman is God. My thing was the Black woman came first.
Divine racism is a real term. He just bushed the definition. Okay.
Oh, okay. I've never heard it. It could be. That's why I'm saying I've never
I
heard that.
feel like I might have heard it, but not
I've
in the
never heard
context
that.
that he put it in. I think he threw everybody off with that jacked up ass definition.
I'm not gonna act like I know everything. See, that's the difference between us and YP. When we're wrong, we can admit we're wrong. Because I don't know it. I'm not the smartest man. I'm not the one claiming I'm the smartest nigga in the world. But yeah.
She turned into a black woman, and if so, where did that black man come from? Which gender did it evolve to first? Nobody even substantiated that. But the point I'm trying to make is, they say the monkey turned into a black African man. The man took his family to the cold. He turned light skin. Then the light skin turned white. And then, then when he turned light skin, God or nature said, you are not good enough. And it evolved it into a white person. And white people, if you look at the evolution theory, they say they came from natural selection, which means they were naturally selected to be the newest prototype of human on the planet, which is the closest to perfection.
What have I told you, young Pharaoh?
Right.
That kind of makes sense. I'm not gonna lie. That last part, everything you said before that last part about them saying that they came from natural selection. That last little part,
shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When he doesn't fuck up the repetition, it sound right. But you have to remember, he just snatching a bit from here and a bit from there and putting it together.
Yeah.
That's not how evolution is started. What if I said they came from the same common ancestor?
Check the chat. All the study is to discredit blacks. This is wild. The woman was here by herself. Nobody says this, but he's nuts. Sigh, laughing emojis. Oh man.
Of the monkey, of the gorilla.
Right.
Started. What if I said they came from the same common ancestor of the ape, of the monkey, of the gorilla?
Like, you talking about Caucasians?
It split off, and one went right, one went left. And so I'm saying that the humans didn't come from the ape, but they came from the same common source that the ape was created from. That's what I'm saying. What if I tell you that?
Oh, Lord.
That sounds better than what the fuck he
got. Wait, he got Setta defending evolution.
Exactly. That's how bad it is. But what Setta said sounds more believable than aliens coming down and tampering with us. Us coming from not apes, a common ancestor, and with evolution, there's branches.
Setta know plenty of shit. He just
that sounds more believable. I'm not saying that that's the truth, but I'm saying that sounds better than what the fuck he said.
I'm gonna laugh about that one all day.
All day long.
Even if you told me that, right? Let's accept that. I will once again raise the question of, when did black people lose genetic material that we never had? We have pineal glands. That is a reptilian feature. The monkey, ain't no damn monkey got no damn pineal gland, ain't got no third eye. So also on top of that, the webbing in our hands. Okay.
Yeah, everything started up.
Yo, I'm over here crying so hard. I got tears in my eyes.
Everything started off in the water, nigga. You need to make life, you need darkness, you need heat, and you need moisture. What is a womb? Darkness, heat, moisture. And life, what will be the womb of the earth? The ocean. Remember, the ocean was hot. I mean, the earth was hot back in the day, back when it first formed. So I'm pretty sure the oceans were hot when they formed. So of course, yes, it started off, but when we walked on land, it could have evolved into whatever common ancestor that Sinetta is saying that we apes and us evolved from. He's trying to say we've evolved from reptiles, just purely reptiles.
Oh, here come the crab people theory.
A reptile, or this is an aquatic feature for swimming. And then for 3, the DNA. We do not have primate DNA. So even if that story was true and we came from a common ancestor, the question is, why do we not share the, even our skeletal system? We do not have a Neanderthal skeletal system. We do not have thick skulls, or like if you ever hear somebody say, get it through your thick skull, Neanderthal. They started saying that for a reason. Our bones are actually lighter, which this is why we're more agile and able to dance, because we conduct frequency faster than people with more dense bones. So I'm not making fun of Caucasian people.
So we dance better because we got denser
lighter
bones.
We got bird bones, y'all.
You had me at the frequency part, but then when you said the bone part, that's where you fucked up. The frequency part sounded, it wasn't like I took it as fact, but it sounded better than most of what he's saying. But then you'll say something that sounds borderline smart, and then fuck it up. It fuck it all up right at the end.
But what I'm saying is,
bad. I never got to come in and correct you, because he just let everybody run with it.
Right.
We're more agile and able to dance because we conduct frequency faster than people with more dense bones. So I'm not making fun of Caucasian people, but what I'm saying is our entire genetic blueprint does not match theirs at all. And then another thing is, and this is no disrespect, but I gotta pull his ass up, because don't nobody never pull his ass up. That goddamn Arab Muslim, okay? Where did the Muslim come from? Because the Muslim is hiding from that evolution theory shit too, because the Muslim does not accept or claim that he's a Caucasian, but he is.
I've heard other theories though, I'm not gonna lie, y'all called this person, I'm not gonna say his name, but you guys, last time he was here, you guys called him pseudo, but his theory, and I think it's kind of an interesting theory, that the earth had 2 wombs, one at the equator, one up in Africa, and black folks came from that womb, and the Phoenician, aka the Arab, came from the womb by the equator, and white folks evolved from the Arab, not us. That's one theory. It's an interesting theory. I'm not going to say that's fact. I'm not going to say any theory is fact, because we don't really fucking know.
Muslim act like he black.
Yeah, because you hear the Muslims, you hear the African American Muslims say that they are black.
I know they do.
Okay.
I know they do. But that's why I said you gotta snatch them out of the ground.
African American Muslims say they black.
What the fuck are they?
Black.
That's what I'm saying. What else would they be?
Black. We was known as black before we was known as black African American. So semantics, once again, not even good semantics this time.
Jaded, yeah, I just now seen Jaded laugh at the emoji. He knew exactly who I was talking about.
No comment.
The Dravidian, right? You know what a Dravidian is? The Hindu looking man. The Hindu looking man was here before the Eastern Muslim and the Caucasian. But the Dravidian is still a Neanderthal. So only people that are up and only people that are of Caucasian descent are connected to the Dravidian. So what I'm saying is you have 4 phenotypes. Negroid, aka Africanoid, which is all black people. Whether you think you indigenous, aboriginal, whether you think you a damn Moor. I know
you can't say that because we've been blended. If you black and you born and raised in America, and your family didn't come here straight from Africa in this time period,
you got something else.
You shake your tree branch, it's gonna be a whole lot of white folks falling out that motherfucker. Whole lot of them. My grandmother's father was white. Well, not her. My grandmother's grandfather was white. And I'm pretty sure you shake the tree further back, it's gonna be some niggas up white folks falling out that shit too. Just like if you go shake the royal branch over in England, it's gonna be a bunch of niggas falling out that tree. We've been blended, bro. So you can't go by that. That theory is nonsense.
And let me go ahead and drop down. I gotta tend to crystal.
Appreciate you.
Hey, no problem, bro. I might go live tonight, depending on how I feel.
All right, if I'm not out and about running around and shit, I'll be up.
All right.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
He was a rabbit. You said he was in a YouTube rabbit hole, right? Like, bro, like that doesn't make any type of sense. He said, even if you're from America, how? And then there's a theory that we were already here. And then even with that theory, when Columbus came over, they was doing the same shit. The story of Pocahontas, she ain't go to England willingly. They snatched her ass up and she never made it back. So that theory makes no sense.
The Hebrews don't want to hear it. A nigga ass Hebrew, okay? All black people, no matter what you want to categorize yourself as, a blood, a crip, a new, you are a Negroid scientifically. If you get shot and the police come get your DNA, it's gonna say Negroid. Now, after Negroid, you got Mongoloid, which are Asians. Asians claim and they do not deny their genetic history with black people. Now, outside of that Negroid and that Mongoloid.
Yeah, because Asia was the first continent that Africans explored. Asia used to be called Little Africa. If you go look at the natives in there, like everybody's a native, but the original people there, you're gonna see a bunch of niggas, afros and everything. They still got the chinky eyes, but they got afros, dreadlocks, nappy hair, all types of shit, bro.
The evolution theory does not exist because we was here first. Now, after that, you got the Dravidian.
But and then you said the evolutionary doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, right? Y'all all heard him say that. So if it doesn't exist, then that means white folks didn't come from monkeys either. You just argued against your own argument. On one hand, you saying white folks made up the evolution for racism, and they came from monkeys. But then on the other hand, you say none of it's real at all.
Now, why is the Dravidian important? The Caucasian race comes from the Hindu race, which is the Dravidian race. And I don't know what happened in India outside of what they're going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you at some point in time, the Muslim and the white man jumped.
Actually, there was it was either a white dude or a Dravidian dude that proved in a court of law that he could be, no, it was a Dravidian dude. I mean, Arab dude. This was like in like the 1400s or something like that. The pseudo guy the guys that you call pseudo that I was just speaking of, that came up with the two womb theory. He showed me a article about it. Now this is true. The dude proved in the court of law that he could be considered Caucasian because he proved that the Caucasian came from the Arab or Indian or whatever. You know, it's an article. This was back in like the 1400s though. So, we ain't have DNA and all that other shit. So I can't say that it's true, but there was an article written about it. It was documented. And he won the case too.
That damn Hindu. And this is why the word Hindu means slave in Arabic. A lot of y'all don't know that. The Hindu word is not Sanskrit. It's an Arabic word that means slave. So I say this. The evolution theory and all of those theories, even if they were true, they have nothing to...
Wait, didn't Hinduism come before Arabic? Huh? Hold on, let's check on that, because that don't make sense. Did the Hindu come before the Arab? That doesn't make sense, because Hinduism came before Islam. So how can that mean that if Hindu came first? How can that mean that? That don't make sense. Jaded. Am I tripping? Am I bugging? He said Hindu is an Arab word for slave. But didn't Hindu come before Arab? So how can it be an Arab word when Hindu came before the Arab? That makes no sense. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Do with any race of people beyond the Dravidian. And if the evolution theory...
Somebody said he took that from Dr. York.
It was true for us. The Dogon tribe in Mali would have documented it. The Egyptians would have documented it. And even though I'm not a fan of them, because I believe these philosophers did not actually exist, but I'm gonna still bring them up. Socrates or Plato would have documented it. So it wouldn't have took until the 1700s when they was lynching and raping and being...
Wait, how you gonna say people whose lives... Wait, Hindu is an English corruption of Indus, and there were no Dravidians. Okay, but what the fuck did he just say?
Did not actually exist, but I'm gonna still bring them.
He said Socrates didn't exist. The nigga whole life was documented. How you gonna say somebody that there's historical records of didn't exist? You gonna say, wait a minute. You're saying on one hand that every other race is hybridized human beings that was tampered with by aliens. No records or proof of that. But you believe that. But don't believe someone who's been historically recorded. There's historic documents on this person's life. Proof that he was existed. But you don't believe that. Okay.
Socrates or Plato would have documented it. So it wouldn't have took until the 1700s when they was lynching and raping and being racist to say, hey, I think we all came from a common ancestor. No. And so with that being said, go ahead.
See, that's what the people miss, man. They want that.
How would they know that? Like, they didn't have any, like, even with the lack of technology they had when they came up with the evolution theory, they still had more equipment and knowledge gathered than they did 2,000-3,000 years or during Socrates and them time. Well, I don't know. You never know, because they actually knew. Man, look, this whole shit is weird.
Old Pharaoh. See, this is the Old Testament Pharaoh right here, y'all. Bringing that knowledge and that information back. Let me ask you this, man, because there's a big fight on the internet right now between the pseudo killers. That's the they changed their name from the
I already know who that is.
They changed their name from the Armin Ra squad to the pseudo killers. And so now there's a big fuss with
Samantha,
Smash,
what's up?
with my brother Reggie. Even brother Sheffrin is in on it. They got a whole new team over there with my brother Unc and them. And they are teaching that ancient Kemet, Egypt. The ancient Egyptians did not call themselves black people. What do you say to that? Do you agree with them or what? What do you got for that?
What I would say to them is the original language actually was telepathy. So you don't know what they call themselves because nigga, you don't even speak that now. You know, so my thing is when we dealing
even with telepathy, they still spoke a language, doofus. And they didn't call themselves black people. We didn't start calling ourselves black people until the civil rights and shit. They were Africans. They called themselves Egyptians. Kemites. Or something like in that realm. Like, what? They spoke in telepathy, so you wouldn't even know what they were saying. Even if they spoke into Tazzy Taz, what's up? Even if they spoke in telepathy, there still has to be some type of language. Doofus.
with the English language, aka the English language.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
We are using words that have been passed down to us from Germans because the English language comes from Germany. It don't even come from England. England got invaded by Germany, and the Nordic text
yeah, but the English language is a bunch of different languages compiled into one. That's why it's so hard to learn. That's why they say English is somebody in trouble. That's why they say English. Look, react with the crying emojis, laughing, crying emojis. But the English language is the hardest language to learn because it's a bunch of different languages compiled into one. He said this dude is remedial.
Runic text, as you call it, became the alphabet. So before we talk about the Egyptians didn't call themselves black, you damn right they didn't call themselves black because they wasn't Germans and they wasn't Norse and they wasn't speaking Runic. But we understand what we're trying to say. So my thing is, let's not be petty. Like, you know, I understand.
How is it being petty saying that our ancestors didn't call themselves blacks? They called themselves Africans. They called themselves Egyptians. They called themselves Kemites. They called themselves wherever they were from. That's what they called themselves. We call ourselves a color. That's the point. It's not being petty. It's saying everyone else, when you describe their race, they describe the region that they come from. We are the only ones that call ourselves a color because we don't know where we came from. That's the point. You don't have the foresight to see shit like that.
I would like to hope if I was handicapped, y'all would understand. Y'all would at least be aware enough if I say I'm thirsty. Now, if I can only say I'm thirsty, at least you should be able to figure out I'm trying to say I'm thirsty. So what we will say is the Egyptians most definitely documented.
And that is true too. Like I do be getting tired of that. Like Kemet is my favorite subject in Africa. Don't get me twisted. Kemet is my favorite subject, but I don't just study Kemet. Like I study all around the Orishas, everywhere, the Dogons, everywhere, the whole Africa. And I do get what you're saying. They do stay stuck on the Bible and Kemet in the Bible, hand in hand. They act like Kemet was the only place in Africa where black people were.
And address themselves as the same color or perspective of what we call the universe. And that is what we're not going to play about. Now, if you want to say black or negro or la negra or go to any language and pick the word, we can do that. But at the end of the day, you don't know what the Egyptians were saying back then because you're not telepathic and you wasn't there. But what we know is through translation of ideology and ideograms, we know what they were saying.
It doesn't matter. They never told I don't remember Sinetta ever saying they gave a specific name that the Egyptians were calling themselves. They just said we know that the Egyptians didn't call themselves black.
The Egyptians, just like the Mayans, Just like the Aztecs and the Incas, because Egypt was a global empire. It is about to be again because I'm building it. But with that being said, black people all around the world.
Nigga, is you building China, Korea, and Japan and Vietnam, or are you building Egypt? This nigga, one man claimed he's China, Korea, Japan, Vietnam, Egypt. That's 5 countries this man claimed he's going to build. I'm gonna let that sink in. 5 countries. One man who can't even build his own life, get his own shit together, is claiming he's going to build 5 countries back up. You can't even build yourself back up. How the fuck you going? Let me shut up.
From the influence of Egypt, and this is why there's pharaohs in the Grand Canyon now, called themselves children of the sun. Because after 780 terahertz frequency, the color purple becomes black. And they describe themselves as an extension of noon, aka the universe. Okay, and that is undebatable. And this is also why they not only drew themselves as black on the wall, this is also why they drew themselves green on the wall. We drew ourselves green on the wall. This is why Osiris is green on the wall. And for all of the other reasons that somebody will tell you Osiris is green, I'm not here to confirm.
Wait. They only drew one person green, and that was Osiris. You said this is why we drew ourselves. Osiris was green, and we didn't draw ourselves black. We draw ourselves brown. They only, on cave paintings, they drew themselves black because that was the only color. But in Egypt, they had colors, and they drew themselves brown.
We drew ourselves green on the wall. This is why Osiris is green on the wall. And for all of the other reasons that somebody will tell you Osiris is green, I'm not here to confirm or deny anybody's teachings, but I'm here to tell you out of all of the reasons you may hear he's green, for sure he's green to represent chlorophyll in a plant and to represent
fertility.
Yes. And to fertility, yes, but to represent photosynthetic healing, because the Egyptians healed themselves with sunlight, something that I'm looking to incorporate in my holistic centers that I'm gonna build. But
nigga, what are you doing? Like, can you stay on one thing? Pick a project, start and finish that project. Because you keep throwing out 17,000 things that you know you can, things that you can't be done in one lifetime. He's going to be a lawyer. He's going to be a doctor. He's going to be rule a nation. He's going to build 5 countries. He's going to write books. He hasn't started any of this shit, but he's been talking about it for 2 years.
We have magnesium in our blood. No, we have iron in our blood. Plants have magnesium. If we was to swap our iron with magnesium, we would turn green and plants would turn black. So the only difference, black people and plants, right?
You dropping bombs right now. You dropping bombs.
And plants would turn black. Magnesium in our blood. No, we have iron in our blood. Plants have magnesium. If we was to swap our iron with magnesium, we would turn green and plants would turn black. So the only difference.
You mean plants would turn brown?
Black people and plants, right?
You dropping bombs right now. You dropping bombs, brother.
Thank you very much. Black people and plants have the same exact chemical structure in our epidermis layer of our skin as melanin. The only chemical that we're missing is magnesium.
Wait. You said we got the same chemical structure as melanin. Wait, don't we have melanin? Isn't that what? Let me make sure you said this correctly.
Now you dropping bombs, brother.
Thank you very much. Black people and plants have the same exact chemical structure in our epidermis layer of our skin as melanin. The only chemical that we're missing.
Wait, what?
And plants have the same exact chemical structure in our epidermis layer of our skin as melanin.
Says we have the same chemical structure in the epidermic layer of our skin as melanin.
Shut up, pussy! Shut your punk ass up.
Wait a minute.
We have melanin, so why would we? He said we have the same chemical structure as melanin. Not we have the chemical structure called melanin. He said we have the same chemical structure as melanin. Nigga, we have melanin. What the fuck is you talking about?
The only chemical that we're missing is magnesium. If we had magnesium, we would be green. And the reason that this is important is because never once did our ancestors not document our connection to the sun. And they did it in Japan too with Amidaritsu, who is the female version of...
Bro, stop with the trying to connect Japan. Look, there go Mila in the chat. If you build it, they will come. We're a sexy self. But anyway, bro, what the bullshit? What'd he say?
Our ancestors not document our connection to the sun. And they did it in Japan.
Yeah, stop, bro. Stop, bro. What the fuck? Africa and Japan are two different places. Stop trying to associate it. Stop, bro. Just stop. Because it's Asia that's fucking Africa up right now. And you keep trying to rock out for them. They're the ones destroying Africa right now. Over there treating the workers like shit, beating on them. It's Asians over there doing that.
Too, with Amidaritsu, who is the female version of Aten, which is a sun deity. And Asian people tell you the same thing. They even tell you you cannot be a samurai unless you got what? Black blood. So with that being said, everybody around the world who was here first as Negroids and Mongolians, some way, somehow.
Let me make sure I heard that correctly.
Samurai unless you got what? Ritsu, who is the female version of Aten, which is a sun deity. And Asian people tell you the same thing. They even tell you you cannot be a samurai unless you got what? Black blood. So
I've never heard that a day in my goddamn life. And I martial arts is my shit. Nah, I ain't letting up. That nigga went back to Sinetta. Bro, when did this happen? You can't be a samurai unless you got African or black blood? When did this happen? There was only one African samurai recorded ever. That I know of. They even made a anime about him. His name was Yusuke. It's called Yusuke or something like that. That's true, but it's not black like black people. You said that's true, but it's not black people like. Wait, what? That's true, but it's not black like people. Oh, like black like people. Oh, so like a different. Okay, I get what you're saying. Jenny. It means something like willingness to accept death. Oh, black blood meaning like willingness to accept death, not like he mean like African blood. You can't be a he means that like you can't be a samurai unless you have African blood. But when they say you can't be a samurai unless you have black blood, I guess jaded means it means black blood meaning willingness to accept death, not an actual black person. S Pawn Chess, what's up?
So with that being said, everybody around the world who was here first as Negroids and Mongolians, some way, somehow, whether you want to accept it, documenting ourselves as being reflections of the universe. And the reason this is important is because when them other races was created, the word Aryan was switched from being black and divine to being white and holy. And that is why I bring up that Arab and that Dravidian, because even the Aryan nation with the swastika is not a racist symbol. The swastika is an astrological symbol, which divides the 4 sections of the zodiac. And the reason that it goes in the direction that it does is because it's showing you which way the universe spins. And at some point in time, I did a lecture on it. Go watch it. Some point in time, the Greeks, because the Hindu deities, our Greek deities, don't get it twisted. The Greeks in the
nigga. Oh my God, the Hindu deities are not the Greek deities. They're the Egyptian deities. You can line them up. You can literally line up the Hindu deities and the Egyptian deities. They're not the Greek deities. And then the Greek deities are the Egyptian deities too.
Arabs jumped them damn Indians and them Hindus who
Nah,
were
he's
black
not right.
originally, and they switched the definition of Aryan from being black and divine. The Arabs jumped them damn Indians and them Hindus who were black originally, and they switched the definition of Aryan from being black and divine to being white and holy. And now you look at it like it's racist, when in reality, those are African teachings that were perverted. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because at no point in time have we ever not documented ourselves as black and divine. The only time we don't do that is when somebody invade and they reverse engineer the teachings for you to dislike yourself. And even being we talked about Dracula, human sacrifice. When you drink the blood and eat the cracker in church, which is called the called the Eucharian ritual or the communion ritual, that was introduced into Egypt by the Ptolemies. Up until then, even still today, I got it all. All of the bodies were vegetarian. And you might not think Egypt was vegetarian because it's a desert, but it wasn't a desert then. It was a body of water called the Nile River, and the Nile River was depleted, and it was, I don't want to say it dried up. Egypt was invaded. It was attacked. The vegetation was attacked. And what is left of that today is called the Nile River. And the Nile River, if you really do your geography on.
Who was Egypt invaded by? I know where Egypt was invaded by. That goes with the Set story. Remember when I kept talking about what Set are you talking about? Because there's 2 different Set, the deity Set. There's a good Set and a bad Set. And it changed when Egypt got invaded. But who were the invaders? They were invaded by Lower Egypt. Upper Egypt was invaded by Lower Egypt, or it was the other way around, one or the other. So Egypt was invaded by Egypt, basically.
On it is actually 8 miles off of where it's supposed to be. And I said to say this, we always documented ourselves after black being divine, not just because of the universe, but due to harvesting, because we know the richest soil and the most fertile soil. So I never said it a minute ago. He said what? Fertility. Exactly. How do you know when something is fertile? Because it's black. How do you know when it's safe to go out there and get up in that dirt and get up in that garden? Because it's black. And so at no point in time have we ever documented ourselves as not being black. Now, if somebody
and everyone else too. Yeah, you're right about that.
Chew them up on that. But outside of that, like I said, I don't want to. Me personally, I wouldn't waste time on word semantics.
Okay, so now you know I got to deal with this right here.
Come on.
And this is talking about the metal nature. Do you still teach? Because you was going around the world, brother, and you was teaching that the metal nature have not really been deciphered. Do you still hold fast to that teaching? And if
we just Jabari just proved that it's been deciphered. You call yourself Pharaoh.
So
his name.
Yeah. Because Egyptology is made up.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have to be, like I said, I'm on point, baby.
Bro, you can't say the meta natura has not been deciphered and call yourself young Pharaoh. Where do you think you got the word Pharaoh from, dickhead? The meta natura.
Go ahead, go in.
What is the meta netta? It's not Egyptology. People are out here teaching Egyptology as if it's the meta netta. You're not teaching Kemetology. You out here teaching shit that never happened, that never existed, that's never gonna happen, and you are saying that this shit was translated and how when it never happened. Let me give.
It was trans. All right, look, man, that's where I'm gonna stop this at. Well, we had 2 hours. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it right here. Nigga, you can't say it wasn't translated because you are using a word from the Metanetra in your name, doofus. Get out the bowl, dummy. Oh, man. And they on you spitting facts. You got to be the dumbest motherfuckers ever, yo. These motherfuckers is stupid. But that's where I'm gonna stop it at. I gotta turn this fucking StreamYard back on before I fucking forget again. I fucking forgot yesterday. And I'm gonna do it now as soon as I finish. But hopefully I can come back tonight if I'm not ripping and running. If not, I'll be back tomorrow with a part 3. And you know I'm gonna break this live down too. So I'm gonna fill it up. So I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna put the reminder up. But anyway, man, we're gonna milk the hell out of this. So shout out to the chat, shout out to everybody that stopped by. Like I said, every live stream is y'all who make these lives lit. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, make sure it's on all so you can be alerted and notified whenever I drop this heat. It's your boy, the one and only Brenda's baby, Remy of my aunt. You were just tuned into my aunt TV. I see y'all when I see y'all. Until then, get out the bowl.
You better be careful, little buddy.